Besides, there is a presence of bicyclic bridge compound in the quinine. Similarly, we can see there is a dihydroindole derivative in this triquinine and also seven-membered oxygen containing ring and bicyclic nitrogen containing ring. So all these are the examples of naturally occurring compounds that contain heterocyclic compounds and having wide range of applications. The vitamins also contain important heterocyclic compounds such as niacin, riboflavin, and biotin contain hyphen-like fused compound. So here you can see the structures are given for some of the heterocyclic compounds. The antibiotics such as penicillin. The penicillin contains a saturated thiazole ring and it is also having azacitidine structure. You can see here. And we know that it is one of the important antibiotic. So naturally occurring compounds, many naturally uh, occurring heterocyclic compounds are having their wide range of applications in biological field. So some are highlighted here. Along with this, many pharmaceutically important drugs contain the heterocyclic compound. You might be knowing that the isoniazid is one of the important anti-tubercular drug which contains an pyridine ring. Similarly, sulfadiazine contains an pyrimidine ring, which is an important antibacterial agent. Similar to this, there are so many compounds which are synthesized in the laboratory and used as a medicinal compounds. The ciprofloxacin antibiotic that contains the piperazine ring along with the dihydro, along with the quinolone ring. Similarly, we know that fluconazole is an important antifungal agent which contains an 1,2,4 triazole ring. So all these are synthesized in the laboratory and used as a drug candidates. So we have pyridine-based drug compound, quinoline, thiazole, triazole, imidazole-based compounds, and some are purine-based. The purine-based one representative structure is shown here. Acyclovir, it is an antiviral drug. So all these makes them important in medicinal chemistry, and therefore many researchers are working on the synthesis of various kinds of heterocyclic compounds for potential biological applications. Basically, here I would like to highlight that whenever there is a triazole functionality, the triazole containing compounds such as here you can see fluconazole, azole based compounds, ketoconazole is there, posaconazole is there, vetriconazole is there. All these compounds are used as a antifungal agents, and the people are working on the synthesis of variety of such a type of compounds. So, dear scholars, why these heterocyclic compounds are important as far as drugs are concerned? So, very simple reason is that these heterocyclic compounds are similar to the biomolecules, and therefore, as they are having structural similarity with the biomolecules, they can find place to bind with enzymes and receptors through various kinds of interactions such as hydrogen, conventional hydrogen bonding, non-conventional hydrogen bonding, pi-pi stacking, van der Waals force of interactions. So all these kinds of interactions can be shown by these heterocyclic compounds and therefore they exhibit a particular biological applicability. And they are having some other properties such as stability, lipophilicity, good absorption property, and therefore These heterocyclic compounds you will find in various types of drug candidates. Besides this, heterocyclic compounds are valuable tool in synthetic organic chemistry. They are used as a precursors for the synthesis of wide variety of organic compounds. And we know that wide variety of named reactions are used for the synthesis of heterocyclic compound. We know that Paul-Knorr synthesis is used to form, is used to synthesize the furan, thiophene, pyrols from the 1,4-dicarbonyl. There is scrap synthesis, modified scrap synthesis, Fischer-Indol synthesis, Hans pyrimidine synthesis, there is Hans thiazole synthesis, Fist binary synthesis, Friedlander synthesis. Wide range of named reactions are used to synthesize the heterocyclic compounds. As we know that the heterocyclic compounds are having diverse range of reactivity. Five-membered heterocyclic compounds exhibit different kind of reactivity as compared to six-membered heterocyclic compounds, and similarly, the fused bicyclic and tricyclic heterocyclic compounds are having different reactivity. In some reactions, they act as a electrophiles. In some reaction, they act as a nucleophiles. And they are also having a property to undergo cross-coupling reactions. In pyridine, the nitrogen deactivates the ring, and therefore the pyridine can undergo nucleophilic substitution reactions via different kinds of mechanism. But when we talk about five-membered heterocyclic compounds such as pyrrol, furan, thiophene, the heteroatoms activates the five-membered ring, and therefore they undergo electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. So based on the type of the linkage, type of the attachment present in the heterocyclic compounds, the heteroatom may activate or deactivate the ring, and therefore possesses different type of reaction mechanisms. The heterocyclic compounds can also provide ligands for coordination chemistry. We know that the heterocyclic compounds containing pyridine ring, they can act as a acceptor, and therefore they can undergo ligand metal to ligand charge transfer transition, that is LMCT, MLCT, metal to ligand charge transfer transition. They are also used as a ligand in the coordination chemistry for many purposes. As far as material science is concerned, the heterocyclic compounds are nowadays widely used in electronic, optical, and coordination chemistry applications. As far as organic electronic is concerned, the heterocyclic compounds are used in post-gist chemistry. The compounds like polythiophene are conductive polymers, and they are used in organic solar cells. They are also used in organic field effect transistors and sensors. And very important thing, the polythiophene containing thiophene, the aromatic character and the participation of sulfur atom gives excellent pi conjugation and charge transport that is highly essential as far as electronics is concerned. The heterocyclic compounds are also used in light emitting materials, and therefore they are used as OLEDs. A very important thing here I would like to highlight, the carbazole based compounds. We can find these carbazole compounds in organic light emitting diodes. They are also found in phosphorant materials because of their optimum homo-lumo energy levels. So the heterocyclic compounds are not only important in biological applications, but they are also important as far as material science is concerned. The heterocyclic compounds are also used as a donor acceptor system in organic photovoltaics, and the polymeric materials, they are having electron rich heterocyclic compounds. They can use to optimize the absorption and charge separation for solar cells. They are used as a sensors and fluorescent probes along with the coordination networks and metal organic frameworks. You might be knowing that this year's Nobel Prize is awarded for the research in metal organic frameworks. In these, in the metal organic frameworks, you will find variety of heterocyclic compounds. The heterocyclic compounds are also used in dyes and pigment industry. So considering wide range of application of heterocyclic compounds in medicinal and material chemistry, nowadays many people are working on the synthesis of wide range of heterocyclic compounds. One of the important reaction for the synthesis of pyridine containing compound is Hans dihydropyridine synthesis reaction. What is this Hans dihydropyridine reaction? In the this is an multi-component reaction for the synthesis of pyrimidine derivative. So we get the product 1,4-dihydropyridine, which is substituted at 3 and 5 position with an carbonyl group. And similarly, it is substituted at 2 and 6 position also with the alkyl group. And very important thing, this Hans dihydropyridine synthesis is used to synthesize the compounds having applications as calcium channel blockers and antioxidants. What is used in this reaction? In this reaction, 1,3-dicarbonyl compound along with aldehyde and ammonia is used with wide range of groups as R1 and R2. Two equivalents of 1,3-dicarbonyl compounds are used and we get this dihydropyrimidine derivative. The dihydropyrimidine derivative upon oxidation gives a substituted pyridine derivative. So suitable oxidizing agent will convert the dihydropyridine to substituted pyridine derivative. So very simple reaction, that is Hans dihydropyrimidine synthesis. So here the mechanism is shown, which involves the initial reaction with the ammonia to form an enamine derivative, which reacts with aldehyde to form a alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound, which reacts with the enamine derivative to form the intermediate, uncyclized intermediate, which undergoes cyclization to form a substituted 1,4-dihydropyridine derivative. Why this Hans dihydropyridine synthesis is important? So, dear scholars, you can see here this nifadipine derivative, which is an important medication. As I told you, the hence dihydropyridine synthesis is used to form an medicinally important compounds having activity as calcium channel blockers. It works by relaxing blood vessels and improves the blood flow and reduces the stress on heart. Very important compound which is synthesized by this hence dihydropyridine synthesis reaction, which involves a reaction of orthonitropentyldehyde with the beta ketoester and ammonia. Similarly, here I would like to highlight a very important reaction which involves this synthesis of 1,4-dihydropyridine. So the Gupta et al. They have synthesized the variety of dihydropyridine derivative, and they have used a very important reagent as a catalyst in this reaction, heterogeneous reusable catalyst, that is sulfonic acid on silica gel. So this silica gel supported sulfonic acid, it is used as a heterogeneous catalyst, therefore can be recovered after completing the reaction. So you can see this reaction can be carried out by green chemistry approach also. Another important application here I would like to highlight the 1,4-dihydropyridine, which is synthesized in the Hans dihydropyridine synthesis. It can act as a hydrogen donor. So here, as it is a dihydropyridine derivative, it can donate the hydrogen atoms to an compound which is capable of accepting the hydrogen atom. So the compound like quinoline, it can accept the hydrogen from the dihydropyridine in presence of suitable reagent, and we can use the dihydropyridine as a hydrogen donor, that is as a reducing agent. So this is another application of dihydropyridine derivative. Here, dear scholars, you can see this very important compound which is having the hydropyridine ring, which is synthesized by Hans dihydropyridine reaction. The derivative named as minus S12968. This derivative, it is synthesized by using Hans dihydropyridine reaction. It is an important calcium channel blocker, that is calcium channel antagonist. So it is involving many steps. Some representative steps are given here in which you can see the dihydropyridine synthesis step involves reaction of this beta ketoester with an alpha beta unsaturated diketone, beta ketoester, and we get a very important derivative named as minus S12968. Another reaction here I would like to discuss with you, the Hans dihydropyridine synthesis is used to synthesize this compound, that is terpyridine dicarboxylic acid. These types of dicarboxylic acids, they are having great importance in the coordination chemistry. They act as a crucial ligand. You can see we, we have three nitrogen atoms which can act as a donors. Therefore, they can be used for sensing applications, and they are also used to trap the ions as they can form the coordinate bonds. So they are versatile building blocks for development of functional material. And this is synthesized by Hans dihydropyridine reaction. So now we will discuss the polymer synthesis of furan, pyrrole, and thiophene. So very famous reaction developed by Polnar for the synthesis of three different types of heterocyclic compounds like furan, thiophene, and pyrrole. Here we can see in all four types of compound, that is all three types of compound, furan, thiophene, and pyrrole, the 1,4-dicarbonyl derivative is used. Here I will discuss with you first Polnar furan synthesis. In the Polnar furan synthesis, we are using a 1,4-diketone compound, and under acidic condition, it is cyclized to 2,5-disubstituted furan derivative. Wide range of acid catalyst can be used. We can use the Lewis acid, we can use the Brownstein acids, we can use the Arrhenius acid. Wide range of catalyst can be used for the synthesis of furans in the polymer furan synthesis. This is the simple mechanism of furan synthesis, which involves initial attack of oxygen on proton and then subsequent cyclization and dehydration gives 2,5-disubstituted furan derivative. Very important application of this polymer furan synthesis is given over here, which involves a synthesis of this macroligand, which is having a bis furan macrocycle. Why this macrocycle is important? This macrocycle containing furan is important because you can see it is having an donor atoms which can act as a ligand, and they can bind to various metal ions and can form the coordination complexes and coordination polymers. And as they can form the coordination complexes and coordination polymer, they can be used as a catalyst. They can use to separate the ions. They can used as a sensors. Along with this, these compounds have ability to interact with the DNA and therefore possesses applications in anti-cancer and antimicrobial fields. As I discussed with you, these types of compounds can bind with metal ions. They can be used as a ion exchange polymers. So this compound, which was synthesized by using the polymer furan reaction. Here you can see, dear scholars, polymer synthesis of pyrrole is given. Again, it is involving reaction of 1,4-diketone. Here, instead of using acid catalyst, either ammonia or ammonium acetate is used to form the 2,5-disubstituted pyrrole. So wide range of reagents can be used for the synthesis of pyrrole in the polymer synthesis. Here you can see the mechanism which involves the attack of an nitrogen atom on the protonated carbonyl and then cyclization and dehydration to give the substituted pyrrole derivative. Now, why this reaction matters? So you can see here a very important ligand having wide range of applications such as calyx 6 pyrrole can be synthesized by using polymer pyrrole synthesis reaction. So you can see several steps are given here. Why this calyx 6 pyrrole is important? Because it is an excellent anion receptor and can be used in post-guest chemistry. It can bind the groups like fluoride, chloride, bromide, etc. It uses an important group, that is NH, to bind with these types of ions. These types of structures can be used for capsule formation, and they are used as a sensors and host material also. So it was synthesized by using polymer pyrrole synthesis reaction. Dear scholars, you can see here a very important application of polymer pyrrole synthesis is given, that is synthesis of roseophilin. The roseophilin, you can see here, It is an important antibiotic which is isolated from Streptomyces griseoides, and it is proved to show anti-tumor activity. So this roseophilin, it was isolated from the natural product, but practically it is also synthesized in the laboratory by using Paul-Nor-Pyrrole synthesis. Another beautiful application of this Paul-Nor synthesis is given over here. The maglomite, it was one of the important natural product. It was also synthesized in the laboratory by using a titanium isopropoxide catalyst in the Paul-Nor synthesis by Lee Cuisine and co-workers. Why this compound is important, that magnolamide and related compounds? They are having applications as anti-inflammatory agents, antioxidant, neuroprotective abilities is there. They are having applications as anti-cancer, antimicrobial, and they are also used as anti-aging agent in cosmetic field. So can be used to develop variety of compounds for medicinal applications. Let us talk about Paul-Nor thiophene synthesis. So again, this synthesis involves a reaction of 1,4-dicarbonyl compound, 1,4-diketone derivative. Here, either we can use P4S10 or Lawson's reagent, that AR is 4 anesyl group. And sulfur source is reacted with 1,4-dicarbonyl compound to form a thiophene derivative. You can see the mechanism is shown here. This is a very important reaction for the synthesis of thiazole compound. And thiourea, or a derivative of thiourea, thiamides, are reacted with alpha haloketones. We can use a leaving group like tosylate, brosylate, mesylate also. It was developed by Hans in 1887 and produces a 1,3-azole, that is thiazole. Initial reaction involves attack of sulfur atom on alpha carbon bearing halogen group. Being a soft nucleophile, sulfur being soft nucleophile, attacks on the soft electrophilic sites instead of attacking on carbonyl carbon. And then subsequent cyclization and dehydration gives and thiazole ring. The substitution on thiazole ring is at the fourth position, and the C5 position of thiazole is having an hydrogen atom. So further reactions can be carried out on this C5 position utilizing the application of the CH bond. Very important application of this Hans thiazole synthesis involves a synthesis of an important natural product, that is promethazine A. So you can see it is having an thiazole ring. So one of the steps in the synthesis of promethazine A involves Hans thiazole synthesis step. And why this is important? This promethazine A is studied for its application as antibiotic candidate, and specifically against gram-positive bacteria. So you might be knowing the bacteria are of two types, gram-positive and gram-negative. And this promethazine A is having its activity against gram-positive type of bacteria. Now we will discuss another important reaction, that is Fischer-Indol synthesis. The Fischer-Indol synthesis reactions involve a reaction of ketones with phenylhydrazines to form an hydrogen derivative which undergo a tautomerization and further 3,3 sigma tropic reaction to form a radioisomeric indol derivatives. So very famous reaction as far as indol synthesis is concerned. This Fischer-Indol synthesis is used to form a very important compound. You can see here. This pentacyclic compound, which is synthesized by using Fischer-Indol synthesis, is an important alkaloid. It is used in advanced organic synthesis and medicinal chemistry. It is not directly found in drugs, pharmaceutical compounds, but it is studied for its applications. Another important application of this Fischer-Indol synthesis you can see here. The cryptostatin A, it is synthesized by this Fischer-Indol synthesis. One of the crucial step involves Fischer-Indol reaction. And this tryptostatin A is an important alkaloid containing indol ring. It is isolated from a species Aspergillus fumigatus, and it is found to show anti-cancer properties. And it is studied to inhibit the cell cycle progression G2M phase. So it is an important natural product and can be synthesized in the laboratory by Fischer-Indol synthesis reaction. So related compounds can show the anti-cancer applications and therefore can be used to study for the design and development of variety of anti-cancer compounds. Another beautiful application you can see here, which involves the important step of Fischer-Indol synthesis to form the optically active derivative of aspidospermidine. It is a naturally occurring indol alkaloid and it is studied in the medicinal chemistry for its possible biological applications. Let us talk about the last reaction from today's lecture, the scrap synthesis of quinoline. The original version of scrap synthesis involves reaction of aniline with the glycerol in presence of concentrated H2SO4 oxidizing agent to form an quinoline derivative. In the modified version is Dobner-Miller synthesis, which involves reaction of quinoline with the alpha-beta unsaturated carbonyl compound in presence of mild reagent, that is HCl ZnCl2, to form a quinoline derivative. So widely used reaction for the synthesis of quinolines. This is the mechanism of scrap synthesis, so which involves formation of wide range of intermediates, and the last step involves the oxidation reaction to form the quinoline derivative. Why this scrap synthesis is important? You can see here very important quinoline derivative, that is 5-fluoroprimaquine. The quinoline derivatives you might be knowing, they are used as a anti-malarial drugs. So this 5-fluoroprimaquine derivative is used as a anti-malarial candidate by PM O'Neill and co-workers. It involves the modified scrap synthesis method, that is Dobner-Miller reaction of 5-fluoro-4-methoxy-2-nitroaniline with the acrolein to form a very active compound. Another very interesting examples you can see here, very important catalyst, that is alkyl phenanthroline catalyst, which is synthesized by this scrap synthesis, and it is used as a catalyst for asymmetric hydrogenation reaction. It was prepared by S. Gladioli and the co-workers using two consecutive Dobner-Miller reactions. So this catalyst, which is used for hydrogenation reaction, asymmetric transfer hydrogenation reaction, is synthesized by using scrap synthesis, modified scrap, that is Dobner-Miller synthesis. So in conclusion, we can say that the heterocyclic compounds are having applications not only in medicinal chemistry, but they are also having application in material science, coordination chemistry. And therefore, nowadays, you can see the organic chemists are primarily working on synthesis of various kinds of heterocyclic compounds. And here we have seen classic named reactions which are used to synthesize the heterocyclic compounds. So here I will stop my screen sharing. If you have any doubt concerning the reactions of heterocyclic compounds, their applications, you can ask me. If you have any question related to heterocyclic chemistry, you can ask. If you don't have any question, we will stop our meeting here.